What you talking about? What you mean?
No, I was thinking about the too attractive to date, and I started thinking about responses that I've gotten over the years in certain situations.
Yeah.
Like, baby, why is you crashing out? I'm not going nowhere. They can speak.
I don't know. See, okay, and
They
that's
can
the
say,
thing.
hey.
I'm not the crash out kind.
But no,
I'm not the.
yeah.
I'm not gonna. I don't show any emotion. Like, okay,
Oh man,
because I prescribe to the huncho. I don't care about what she texts. I'm trying to see what you sent back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am O.
And I am Nigel Kamanichi.
And we are
Candid and Clear.
We are the best podcast that will bring you politics, current events, and relationship issues.
Let me tell you what I need you to do. Go out and like, comment, share, and subscribe across all social media platforms. I never care about what they're doing, but some things just are unsettling to me, if that makes sense, because they just mess up my natural flow. So rather than deal with that, I think that's what people say. People take that entirely the wrong way.
Yeah.
They do.
It's all about what you can do.
Here's the thing: if I were, I can say this. I was gonna say if I were a man, but in this day and time, we got to say this. I wouldn't want Halle Berry. I just wouldn't.
It's a lot to come with it.
It's a lot to come with it.
Me and baby had the conversation because I was telling her about it, and she said that she sits on the opposite side because she turned up. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you have to have somebody that's right there ideology, because it's like if you hot and I'm turned up, I'm regular and laid back, that's gonna be real intimidating a lot of times.
I don't think it's an intimidation thing. See, that's where everybody wants to take it to insecurities and intimidation. It's not.
It's just what you would do. It's a preference.
He turned up. I'm sitting there like I'm still the queen. Right. Nothing is shaking me from being the queen. But there's just a certain amount of
what I'm willing
to deal with,
That's
and
fair.
you got to know what you will compromise on. It's one of the things that I won't compromise on. Now some other stuff. Now I'm gonna say this, in a way, I hate that it's recording because people are gonna hear this one thing and think that's all it is to me, and it's certainly not true, and it's not as granular as it sounds. Right. Cheating don't bother me like it bothers other people.
That's a whole podcast.
No. But it's the same. It's the same thing, though. It's the same way.
Thing.
It's like, you done crashed out, so I ain't crashed at all.
Okay, so this is good, and I'm glad we're recording, because what part of your nervous system determines I stay or I go? That's a choice, I think. It's all about perspective.
It is about your perspective. It really is, because here is the thing. Some people will say, well, he cheated and this, that, and the other, and so on and so forth. And I'll stay before I throw the whole Negro away. Because I'm not interested. Because if we've got time built in, we've done certain things, this, that, and the other, you can't work through a mistake. Because what if the shoe was on the other foot? What if it was you and it wasn't him? Would you still feel the same way? And people tend to say all of that. We sprout all of that out or whatever. My mom and my dad were together for 50-something years.
Ain't no telling what they've been through.
I can't even tell it all.
They ain't even told you.
And there were reasons that I thought that she should have left, and she stayed. Love gives.
That's hard for a lot. That's big. Oh my God. That's
love gives. And you got to understand that. So when you start to really think about time invested, what you're doing, what you build, what would I leave for? I'm more likely to leave for you consistently not showing up for me.
Good.
That'll make me leave quicker than anything.
Because why am I staying?
Because why am I staying? Right. And you're not doing what I need. But I got somebody that's doing what I need or whatever, that's providing, that's protecting, that is 100% supportive, that's pouring into me or whatever. I'm sorry, I didn't pack my bags because he cheated.
Funny thing,
I did not.
It appears to be just as many people. This is not a man or woman issue like we mentioned before. There are people, I'm noticing, there are just as many people who are saying, hey, you showing up for me the way I need you to show up for me.
Right.
Okay, you did this little thing over here on the side that technically ain't got nothing to do with me. It's cheating. Okay, but you doing what you need to do for me. There are people who are saying, hey, I value that more than, you know what, yeah, they treat me like this, they treat me like that, but at least they ain't cheating on me.
There are 16,000 scenarios, though. You
16,000,
could have been just got with a dude. Now y'all both trying to clean up,
right? Yeah,
what y'all got going, right?
Yeah.
Because the phone ain't clean, so when you meet him,
you got the remnants of everything else.
You got that going on. It could be that.
Okay.
It could be a time where, hey sis, you really did crash out emotionally, and you just wasn't available, and he went and got a miss right now, because it can happen. Just like a woman will go and get Mr. right now.
Right.
It happens on both sides. So you got to take into account everything. I'm not a proponent for cheating. I'm not giving you a license to cheat.
No, absolutely.
I'm simply saying, that is not, okay, you cheated, I'm gone. Let me pack out my stuff. That's not the end all be all. And I'm not going to look at it like that.
So, okay. So there is a situation, very close friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But the universe fixed the biggest part of
the fuck up.
The fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
However, his counterpart, she was like, "No, I'm out." And I'm just like, "Wait a minute, whoa, time out. Y'all have built a ridiculous amount of stuff. Like, come on now. Yeah, he jacked that all the way up. And what could have been, the universe was like, "No, let me stop that right here. Saved by grace partially." But you still committed the infraction. The bad deed has been done.
But
she couldn't get over it.
But do people know what sorry is for them? See, people don't know what sorry is for them, and I find
what
that
is an apology?
For you, not in
not
general.
Me.
No.
Not me, but for you.
No, for you.
What does it take?
What is apologizing to you?
Right.
What is it gonna take for you? And can you not get over this issue or infraction because of how you feel by yourself? Or can you not get over it because of the act itself? See, there are parts
Here's
to
the
that.
Deal. So they went on. She pursued. I said, please don't do that. It's gonna be hell. Don't do that. She pursued the divorce, and they're divorced. Been divorced about 2.5 years now. Mm-hmm. When I tell you, every day, at least 3 times a week, she is on some crashing out on that man's phone. Because now, in her mind, regardless to what infraction happened, this right here destroyed the relationship, the covenant, everything. And I tried to explain. I said, listen, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what he does. The person that files is the one that it ultimately dissolves the marriage or break up, however you want to. Whatever entry you want to put in there, the person that decides to walk away, they have every right to walk away for whatever they choose. Sure. That is your inalienable right. However, you at that point, to me, you have forfeited your right to complain about what you had after you walk away. That is me, and I say that because I'm the type of person. If I'm with you, I'm with you. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, we're gonna deal with this foolishness. You out here acting a goddamn fool. I'm mad. I'm upset. However, this anger, this upset, weighed against the entire construct that we have built. We might need to rearrange some things, but I cannot come back and complain about what could have been, what should have been, if I'm the one that dissolved the relationship. That's just how I feel about it.
I agree with you. I believe, quite honestly, I'm gonna be honest here, she did the right thing.
Because
and the reason I say that is because nobody went and got her the tools to work through it.
That is correct.
And a lot of women I know journal, and it is extremely important that you get your feelings out. Now, I have told you, and you can do it with a therapist, you can do it with your journal, you can do it with, if you have a safe confidant, that's a girlfriend, sister, cousin, whomever, you need to work through your aggression. You need to be honest about what triggers you.
There you go.
Yeah, it is. There are so many different facets to healing.
Right.
And we don't get that because the man will say, or the person, whomever, because it could be either way, I'm sorry. And you have to be woman enough or grown enough or man enough to say that's simply not enough.
What is enough
And
after
here
I'm sorry,
is
right?
what I am, and here is what I'm going to need. And now that I have given you, sir, I submit to you my list. Can you do this?
You know what? That is huge, because the biggest problem with that,
Mm-hmm.
more people than not, most people
Yeah.
do not have what it takes to articulate what they need
Mm-hmm.
post infraction.
That's true.
You hurt me. Okay. What do you need for me to make this right?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people don't know.
Well, that's true.
A lot of people really do. They haven't done the soul searching. They don't know themselves.
They don't know
enough,
themselves.
because they even might think the I'm sorry. Watch this. They might think the I'm sorry and the change of action thereafter is good enough. However, if you cannot process, if you haven't been to somebody to talk to you, therapists,
Mm-hmm.
et cetera, to learn how to process when someone wrongs you and you can never get over these things, that is something you're going to have to learn to deal with yourself. And a lot of people aren't there.
A lot of people don't know they need to be there.
A lot of people think they're okay.
Yeah,
you're right. You're
they
right.
don't even know that they need to be there. See, let me explain something to you. And we talk about this a lot in our own personal deal, right? We have coaches.
Facts. And it almost makes it unfair.
It does.
It almost makes it unfair.
And for everything that I think that we've done, we've always met at the intersection of we got a coach for that.
Right.
I got somebody to shepherd me through that.
Even when me and you can't figure something out together,
right.
Look, hold on for a minute. Time out.
Let's go see if we can go get it.
And
yeah.
Then, but
I don't think people though understand that life is a space where you should have a coach. I love to tell my children, y'all just bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
I love to tell my children it is a dictatorship, right? I will, right now, it is the United States of Nigel Stokes Fisher.
Come on.
There's no other place
Right.
that you live.
Right.
I will become your coach and then I will be your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it make sense?
You got to be in position to even receive the friendship, for one.
Yeah. And you cannot start off with your children being their friend.
No.
It is a dictatorship. I understand that you don't like it. I get it.
You don't like the word.
Yeah, but you don't got nowhere to go. And so we move to a space where we're coaching. My girls are 24, 26. We coaching.
Right.
We getting them ready to get out there on their own.
Then coaching, then friend.
Then friend. But for a large part of your life, if you do it right, you realize that you need coaches at every iteration. You're going to need coach. It doesn't have to be your parent. It can be somebody else, but you need coaches. Sis, if you got some stuff that you know will absolutely hurt your spouse, I suggest don't say it to them. And brothers, the same thing. I suggest you go get you a coach and you say it in a safe place where it cannot be repeated. Right. That is a huge thing, because everything that I'm thinking I don't have to say.
And here's what happens. In a relationship, you really don't know what to, what not to say, what's going on, because nobody's going to be like, okay, here's my list of triggers in my entire life. Okay,
right?
No one does that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I've learned in conversation, in anecdotal experiences, when you're in a relationship, somebody will say something to hurt your feelings.
Yes, they will.
That may not hurt someone else's feelings, or they might say something, and when they realize it hurts your feelings, they're gonna do one or two things. Okay, I need to stay away from that. Or they're going to say, okay, I know how to hurt them the next time I'm hurting.
That's it. And I know where to hit below the belt. I know what space to go. And here's the thing. If I am ever going to chastise you, and I don't use this word for chastisement only, but it is black man. It always begins with black man. It is not your name.
Well, it's a reminder for you. Okay,
stay here.
Stay demure.
Stay demure.
Stay a lady. Yeah.
Don't. And the other thing is, don't go out of your way to hurt something that you love. That makes no sense to me.
No, don't go out of
Why would I intentionally? If I hurt your feelings, you can absolutely know that I didn't know that I was trying.
Let's articulate that better.
You go ahead.
Going out of your way to do something to hurt someone,
to inflict pain,
is it the modern term for that is being petty.
Yeah, I guess I could go with that.
Because you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to say that.
Can I say you just trying to get your lick back?
It
is a we live in a get your lick back culture.
Oh my God, I literally just had this conversation yesterday. It's about even if getting my lick back
Mm-hmm.
is doing or saying something to inconvenience you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But guess what? I want my lick back because I'm still hurt.
Hold on a minute, but you got your lick back and it inconvenienced you.
Because I had
See,
to step out of what I was
you
doing.
just had to, because you just had to do it, and even if it damaged parts of the relationship that have something to do with you, you don't mind getting your lick back. If I wanted my lick back, well, I got it and you knew it, and I was really overt about it. But going below the belt and saying things that I know purposely that are gonna hurt you, absolutely, I will not
That's
do.
a question, though.
No.
You don't want to sacrifice and go beyond yourself to do for the relationship, but you will sacrifice and go beyond yourself to get your lick back.
What you said.
That does not make sense to me. You don't want to sacrifice for the relationship, but you would take however long it takes for you to feel better. It could be years, it could be the rest of your life, getting your lick back.
Because you are in love with being right, and you are in love with assigning fault. Because there are some people who walk around and love to be able to figure out who they gonna blame. Whose fault is it? Don't matter whose fault it is. How do we not get here again? How do we avoid this space in our relationship? Which one of these is more important to your pride? Is it more important to stand up and prophesy about whose fault it is and this, that, and the other? Because that doesn't fix anything. Or is it more important to figure out how we never come back to this space?
So the question would be, now you said the fault blame game, right? You committed an infraction. I done told you I want this to work. You committed an infraction one time. It was bad. When I choose to walk away and not work on the relationship, not recognize whatever your flaw is. I'm not saying it's cheating. It could be cheating. It could be anything.
Bad financial decision. It could be any number of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I walk away from that relationship, I don't think we're ready to settle for the fact that, hey, I chose not to work through a thing, therefore I destroyed the relationship, versus, hey, you ruined the relationship because your action made me do a thing. Therefore, it is your fault. The relationship is over. Nobody
cares whose fault it is. They don't ask you that in divorce court. They don't. Really the judge don't. He don't go through that. And guys, I've been married for a significant amount of time, more than 10 years, and I'm divorced. And trust me, they don't. They don't care. That little court proceedings about who 15 filed, minutes, baby.
Who defending?
Do y'all agree to the terms that are written in this paper? Okay.
Come back next month.
Next month.
6 months. 3 months.
Come back. Exactly.
Prolong the situation.
And that's all it is. And that is literally all it is. And if you can agree terms before you walk in that courtroom, you can be divorced in 15 minutes. It is the quickest goodbye. So how it lasts.
If you can agree to terms for a divorce before you walk in the courtroom, it takes 15 minutes.
It's true.
And you know, excuse me, it is extremely difficult to agree to terms of a divorce if you got a lot of stuff going on. Right? If ain't no prenup, you got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. This is what's crazy. It is easier to agree to terms to keep the relationship than it is to.
Here's the thing. In my case,
for those of you who like hard work, a lot of y'all don't like the work. A lot of y'all are just absolutely freaking lazy. You want the world given to you on a silver platter, and you want everybody to give everything to you, and you decide when you feel like giving to other people. We are not talking to you. Again, we're gonna make a space for everyone. Okay, this is for the folks who actually genuinely are invested in their relationship.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that people start out in relationships inherently lazy. I believe they get molded that way.
Facts.
Over time, and the amount of work, sometimes you're intimidated by the amount of work. I got divorced while I was in Europe. All he did was sign the papers. We never went back to the courthouse. Signed them, mailed them in, and that was it.
Yeah, I've been
got the signature, and my sister ran it down to the courthouse and never went back in there. So I'm telling you how easy.
I never saw the courthouse.
Did what you said. It's really easy. If you agree terms, you can be divorced quicker than anything.
Speaking of, quick caveat. The Kanye West just got divorced. Had $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
She took half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He understood the term. This is why I have no feelings about none of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh, she took everything. I ain't got no feelings about that. Because you could have had a prenup. You could have had a postnup. You could have had all kind of paperwork going into the situation.
Sure.
Now, I want to ask you as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
am I a bad guy? Am I a horrible person because I said, baby, I love you, but look, we finna get this prenup because I don't want this to happen.
No, I like contracts. I
They
like
keep us
prenups.
accountable.
Well, let me tell you what they do. They remind us how to treat each other when we
Oh,
no longer like
my
each other.
God.
No love.
My goodness.
And if you've got things to protect, then protect yourself. When you've got to a space where there's a lot that come with me.
It is a lot.
There's
that
a
comes
lot
with
that
me.
come with me.
There is absolutely, and you know what? I gotta be fair. Look, let me talk. Baby girl, I appreciate you. I'm a lot. I am a lot. I am almost no. I'm a, I'm about half of what I bring to the table. That's a whole lot. Because I act a fool. I'm gonna edit that out. I ain't gonna.
You leave it.
No,
I think it's important to understand
because I'm just as
the lifestyle, the backdrop that you see. Right. The marble on these walls wasn't free. Just somebody had to buy that. Yeah.
Pay for it.
And I think it's important when you have curated your life to protect it. If giving you half doesn't change anything about the way I'm gonna live, maybe it's not something I need to discuss with you. But if you will seek to materially change how I live, then we need to probably have some parameters around how I'll protect it.
Believe it or not, the big issue is the communication and the expectation. Communication of the expectation of the relationship. That's why.
No, let's do this. Hold on. The divorce. I was reading something last week, and Mary J. Blige's divorce. Okay. Bro wanted an allowance for his parents. He wanted her
daughter
for his kids. Mm-hmm. And the problem with the whole setup was that you took him outside of his job and made him your manager, right? You rescued him, right? And I'm not knocking sis, because in that business, I get it. Mine says I want my woman with me, right? Yeah, because you're gone so much and you've got so many different things going on. It's taxing. So you do want your person there. So I believe you wanted to find a way to incorporate him into what you had going on. But the problem is that there was no contractual agreement about what would happen if the relationship broke down. And sisters, it is wise to protect your assets. Cash Dog got some commandments, and she tell you never make a decision in your emotions. And I'm telling women this because I agree with Cash Dog. If you need a book on leadership, read Nehemiah. Study every tenet and principle that's there. It will greatly enrich your life and the way that you see things. But when you are emotional, you do not make decisions. Oh, this is okay. Oh, we don't need that. Or I don't have to worry about that. Yeah. You're not thinking, as the people say, the left and the right side of your brain. You are imbalanced. So it's not a good time to make decisions. And brothers likewise. Oh my gosh, she's so fine. I don't know. She cooked that thing you like. She remind me of my mama, but she's not your mama. And you got to think about all of the things, right, that you would have to think about if this relationship breaks down. We will have to decide where you're going to live. We have to decide what you're going to drive. We have to decide where the children will go to school. We have to decide what's a reasonable amount for you, especially if you cannot provide this level of lifestyle for yourself. Those are very honest assessments. It is nothing wrong with doing a review on that and saying, hey, time out on all the love that we're doing. What do you think about our relationship? Where would you want to be if this didn't work? Would you want to return to your old life? Nobody does, by the way. So you really ain't got to ask that question, but I would. Because people don't, once they've been upgraded, they've reset themselves.
Will you return to the life that you wanted?
No, the life you had.
You know what?
Will you return where you was?
There is a version of the life that we had before the relationship that we would rewrite if the relationship was over.
Sure.
And that's a problem. Let me explain why. If you're in a relationship and something happens in that relationship that jars you, triggers you, if your first thought is to move around, because if I was single, I would. You're planning your life to be without that person, when your planning should be conflict resolution with that person.
That's not always the mindset.
It's not
It's not always the mindset.
Hardly ever.
Yeah. I don't think there's too many people that want to return back to the life they had, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
I don't think so. Because most of the time, we wouldn't see this many divorces in the paper if it was.
You know, I got a question now, because see, stay right there, because you're saying that people don't want to return to their old life, but when we get into arguments in our relationships, we talk about our old life. I'm guilty. I am so guilty of what I'm about to say. I have told many people, listen, I was doing just fine 15 minutes before I met you.
That was a lie.
I was.
I submit to you that was a lie.
I'm trying.
You would not have invested the time and energy if you was doing that well. But I mean, we lie to ourselves all the time, so keep going.
Wow. I really thought I was cool 15 minutes before I met you. I mean, you cute and everything.
You pursued me,
I mean, look here. When I got with you, I chose to put all this other stuff down. Now I was doing my thing now. See, y'all was out there in the streets. I was running the streets.
Not me.
15 minutes. Okay, an hour, because that 45 minutes I got lonely, and then I chose you, and now we in a messed up situation because I wasn't.
That concept that we just talked about, hidden below the belt. People won't see it this way, but I'm gonna say it. That statement in and of itself
below the belt.
It's hidden below the belt.
1,000%. Look at. I can look at
because you are essentially telling the person that you have decided to be bound to, that I don't need you. And there is no more petty way to say you are insignificant, because that is what you say.
That is a fact, and I am 100% guilty. I am. Look, we can talk. We're family now. We're Candid and Clear. I've been through it. I can't sit here and act like, and that's the problem. No one wants to take accountability for the pain, hurt, and turmoil they put on other people. Even when I said that loosely.
Yeah. You don't mean it.
Because, hear the truth. I said those things. When I said those things, I was trying to walk a line, but you messed me up like you always do. When I said those things... I was trying to cover up what I was going through at the time.
And you trying to cover up your hurt feelings.
I'm trying to cover my hurt feelings from myself.
Yeah, a lot of people.
It's loud in here.
Oh yeah,
it's loud. It's loud in here.
Cause she making you look stupid. Cause if I was you, I wouldn't let nobody treat me like this. Do you know who you are? Do you know how many people could be on your phone if you just move up? Yeah, it's a whole lot of conversations going on in there.
Be real. Excuse me, fellas. How dare this
person
make me look at myself?
Right.
That right there, when you are in a relationship, there's nothing is going to piss you off in a relationship more than someone who makes you look at yourself and you're not ready to do it. How dare
you make me feel insignificant? Because
you
now
don't want to look at yourself.
My feelings are hurt, and I am no different than a third grader on the playground. So now I will do anything to redeem myself, because I'm talking to the enemy, because I'm in a fight with them. So because I'm in a fight with her, you got to get everything, all the punches that she would throw. I got to do something with
From
him
everybody
because
see the fault.
because she hitting me.
Yeah.
So I have got to hit you
Yeah. Wow.
in order to feel better about myself. Now I don't understand it because it makes no sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, and
Right.
let me tell you, a lot of y'all finna whatever.
Yeah, everybody need a punching bag.
Let me tell you something. Every single time
Hmm.
I poked my chest out, held my
Yeah.
head up, I said, "Look at man, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
I was doing fine 15 minutes before I met you."
Yeah, you done perfected that line. It sounds so good coming out. You just lie to yourself.
Look
I
here.
love it.
And that little boy on the inside was yelling, screaming, kicking, acting a fool, knocking the tables over.
Yeah.
You name it. But that came out because I was trying to preserve the pride that was broken behind the situation
Right.
that made me look at myself, and I wasn't ready to do that. Because see, when you look at yourself and there's no one else in the room and you seeing flaws in the other person standing in the room and you the only other person on the other side of that mirror,
Right.
like, dang, bro, it's a lot wrong with you. You got to fix that.
As a therapist, guys, okay, my mama's a therapist. I would not be one because I don't want to. It's a lot of work. And I love what they do, but I will not be one. But if you took a list and wrote it down of all the things that you didn't like that your person did, and we put a line and made another column, and then you had to go back and check how many of those things that you do.
We're not talking about me
Nope.
right now. We talking about you.
I'm not saying that. We're talking to them. But that's not the point.
We're not talking about me right now.
Hold on a second. But if you engage in the same behavior,
come on now.
How can you go out on a limb and chastise? Yeah, when you are doing the same thing, maybe not right in this moment, but you have done it and you do it.
Let me tell you.
It is a perpetual habit of yours.
Do you know how many situations I'd have been in where a person does something to me or we're doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe doing the same thing. We're not talking about me right now. We're talking about you right now. Mm-hmm. And we two totally different people. I know.
Of course we are.
I know when I did it to you, you responded, whatever. But you did it to me, and I'm ready to cash out. Mm-hmm. That is absolutely insane to me.
It's definitely insane to me.
I'm
So wait a minute, you did something to me and I was unbothered. I did it back to you and now you bothered. So now it's an issue in the relationship.
No. You did something to me. Mm-hmm. I forgave, let go, moved on. Okay.
Oh, you so grown. You did all those things.
You're human. Let me tell you something. Ma'am, I know I've told you how amazing and wonderful you are. You're beautiful. You're fine. Every time you walk by me, I bite my lip. However, you're human. You're going to make a mistake. Okay, you're going to hurt me. You're going to break something. You're going to drop something. You're going to forget something. You are going to make mistakes moving forward between now, the last mistake you made, and the time you leave this planet. It's up to me to recognize you as human. Now, after this conversation, I need you to kind of help me out as well. Hello, I'm human as well. I'm going to make mistakes. So can you please consider yourself as human when you walk around here and you feel oh so wonderful that your man just forgave you for your mistake or you wasn't thinking, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Consider yourself when someone hurts you as a human. I ain't talking about the foolishness now. I ain't talking about doing nothing crazy. I'm talking about basic things in a relationship.
And ladies and gentlemen, he said all that to say, extend the grace that you have received and been privy to.
But we two different people. Well, no. I got to extend the grace that you extended just because.
Listen, because you received something. You're not extending the grace because of I extended the grace. You're extending it because you receive it, because you are a recipient.
We two totally different people. Just because I received something don't mean I want to give it.
I understand that. But would you like to be in a relationship with yourself?
I mean, I was doing just fine by myself. Right. I can do fine by myself. And that's what the boy said.
Okay. Well, then go on out there and try it. And then come back and let me know how
it went. Don't come back. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, well, call me.
You don't come. No.
Well, here's the thing. Text me an update. Send me a a wire. Send me something to let me know how it went when you went out there and you stayed.
You ain't got to do
what did you find?
You ain't even got to do that. The people that really care about you done already told me you out here going through it. I'll wait.
Yeah. Well, the reality is that is always most likely true. That there is, because whenever you lead with your pride,
Pride come before the what?
Before a great fall.
Come on.
But pride is one is it's the devil's greatest weapon. I'm gonna say that, but it is so deceptive.
Oh yeah, it'll betray you every time.
It
Every
will
time.
betray you
Every time.
because of
Yeah.
the deception, because it requires you to be a chameleon and put on a costume that you do not wear 24 hours a day. So I'm going to say that again. It'll have you out here looking like a clown because you got on a costume, instead of just being grown and laying your feelings out. And I get it. Vulnerability is hard. You might not want to do it. And when you do it, you might feel like it nets zero. And sometimes it doesn't net anything in the moment. But when people get to walk away and they walk away with how you felt, a lot of times they'll come to themselves. And a lot of times, the timing in which you're talking through issues and things, it's the wrong timing. Some people, as soon as it happened, they got to jump up and say, we got to talk about this right now.
Nervous system is jarred right now.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to step away and come back when you can sit down and have an intelligent conversation about what happened. You hurt me and I don't like it. I don't like it because it makes me feel like, I don't like it because it reminds me of it's triggering because, and I would like to avoid it at all costs.
Mm.
That is the most healthiest way to tell somebody that you hurt them. I want to avoid this feeling because whatever it is,
yeah.
right? That's important to me, that I don't make constant trips back here, because you keep pulling me back to a place that I've healed from and I'm trying to escape. So I don't want to continue re-experiencing that pain, right? It's like being cut and then we stitch it up and it heal and then cut it again and cut it again. Okay, and every time it heals, we cut it again. We don't want to do that.
It won't heal.
Yeah.
Wow.
The other thing is that the trauma gets worse, because now the person remembers the pain from the last time. And then they cut again and they feel it, so it's magnified. So you got to be careful about who you're cutting and how you cutting them, right? And here is the thing. I like to practice grace and start off with black man. That's how you know I'm at 10. Like, man, I do not. And I might say, I do not want to do this with you. This is not what I want to do with you.
I appreciate that, because it keeps you accountable.
It does. And it makes you mind your mouth, sisters. Please mind your mouth. Be real careful with your words, because sometimes you'll let a whole lot of stuff slip out and you cannot call it back. You can't take it back. And it doesn't matter if he tells you he understood. I'm going to tell you something. Men are human. They think about what you say when you leave. You be careful the words that you put on your man. Be real careful.
Just as much as you do. Every single thing that man has ever said to you that hurts your feelings, you will never forget. He is human just like you.
Yeah. And they have a real good memory, and they don't move like we move when they hurt.
I'll step out so far to say a man will remember a hurt before he remembers his favorite thing.
He will. And I think women manage that the opposite. See, you buying flowers every week, you putting a lot in your forgiveness tank.
Right.
You doing a lot. So when you do mess up, you making deposits.
That's it.
That don't take away everything because we had an infraction or we had a hiccup. With women, sis.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and say
it's a little different.
And I learned this.
Mm-hmm.
Being consistent in doing what you say you're going to do in a relationship after an infraction, after a disagreement, after whatever that triggered you, that is the test of whether or not you really want to be there.
I agree.
If the person you with can't be consistent with what they said they wanted to do in that relationship, you mentioned flowers every week.
Whatever.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But can I be mad with you and still fix your dinner?
Can
See,
I
the
be
fact
mad
that I'm
and
mad
still
with you,
order them flowers?
I'm not going out
Yes.
and go get dinner from me and not bring you some because I'm mad with you. Right. And this is the test of a petty Paulette or a petty Peter, sisters and brothers. If you got one of these people where the way that they handle you when they're angry changes, get out of there. that is not the place for you to be. If you handle me different because you are upset, I got to go. Because that's the real you. Because it tells me when the love leave, if the love did leave,
These
if we were
actions right here don't stop.
this action, these are the ones, this is the version of you that's gonna float to the top, and I'm stuck with it.
Interesting.
It's true.
Just because you pissed me off,
Yeah.
does not give me right to go back on buying you flowers every week after I said I'm gonna buy you flowers.
Absolutely not.
That is equivalent to
it doesn't stop you from running my bath water. Let me explain something to you. I'm gonna say this right here.
The water might be a little hot.
I can be no.
The water might be
it ain't gonna be hot. I can be mad with you, but if we take a shower every night together, that's our time. That's where we connect. We still getting in the shower.
Right.
Mad as hell, we in there.
Mad as hell. Facts.
Because whatever we are doing, like I told you, see, I'm with you, you with me, and we together.
We together.
Right. If you don't have,
when you say I'm with you and you with me, I'm saying all that comes with your crazy act.
Yeah.
I signed up for it all.
Yeah.
And that
you signed up to love.
And when you sign up to love, you sign up for it all.
You sign up to give. Let me explain something to you. For God so loved the world,
He gave.
He gave. When you sign up for love, you sign up to give.
That is an
you
action
sign up
verb.
to give grace. You sign up to give patience. You sign up
Mercy.
to bite your tongue and just be like, all right, you know what? Today I'm going to give some silence, because if I said what I felt, it would destroy everything before me. But you do sign up to perpetually give and to sacrifice your love for yourself for the love of the person that you're with. If you don't want to do that, don't do this.
That's what I tell me. I said, I can't whoop you like I want to whoop you. So I'm going to say the most horrible thing I can say to make you feel what I think you feel if I can just pick you up and body slam you.
Right. And sometimes it's that.
I said, what?
Listen, I want to haul off and slap 5 from you. But if I know I do that, I'll progress our relationship somewhere we can't return from. We can't go nowhere, right? Here's the thing. Sometimes I just go in the kitchen and slam every cabinet in there.
Every cabinet. Why you making all that damn noise? Why are the lights on?
I'm pretending it's your head.
I'm in here trying to sleep. I'm trying to sleep. I know how to make you, man. But let me sleep. You stomping around the house, slamming the doors and everything.
But these cabinet doors is my symbols, and I'm playing them. I am acting out my anger because you have pissed me off. You can't do nothing around here. Right? I am frustrated. I refuse to say something to you that I would regret. So I am going to act out my anger in this house. I'm going to slam every cabinet door.
That is amazing because guilty is charged. Yeah. I'm not going to slam cabinet doors. I'm not going to make all this extra noise. I'm going to give you the good silent treatment.
I'm going to cut the lights on. Come in here and get the clothes. I know you're sleeping, but I came to get the clothes for the washing machine.
I'm going to get the prettiest flowers I can get. I'm going to run your bath water. I'm going to have my little mix in there where your skin just melt when you get in there. Yep. And I ain't going to say a goddamn thing. I've been... bath water ready. I'm gonna go and sit down.
I can tell you one thing. I'm a
lot.
Everybody's a lot, because here's the thing. I am so silent. If you look at your phone and I ain't on there, I ain't said a word to you. Now here's the thing. Let me say this. When I get upset, I do get quiet. Sissy will. We talk every day. Me and Sissy talk every day. Sometimes all day long or whatever. But if I get mad, in 72 hours, she said, hey, Sissy, how you doing? You over your attitudes yet? Right, because I will give you a whole 3-4 days with no me.
Look, I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Yeah.
And then, excuse me, God, you got me caught. Look, after I give you the silent treatment, you going to ask me what's wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with me. You come here with attitude, I ain't got no attitude.
Right. Well, where's the volume coming from?
I'm acting like I ain't got no attitude. I'm acting like, you know, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even have attitudes. What is I didn't give you the whole silent treatment. Mm-hmm. I done put your little wine there. I put your little wine.
Then I have to ask you, when you find your words, you found some words. Oh,
You know what? I'm not going to lie.
You are almost as good as a Scrabble game.
I come up with ideas. I'm going to make you a good drink, little mimosa. I'm going to light the candles for you. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna say one word to you for that water cool off first. Mm-hmm. Good bathtub too. Good flour.
Crazy.
I'm gonna probably get in there and cook something. I'm gonna say one word.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with you?
Okay, what's wrong with you? I'm never gonna ask you.
Why
This is how I
you
know.
talking to them and be like,
This is how I know we would never get along, because the house would be so quiet. Jesus would have come back and we still wouldn't have said nothing to each other.
Me though. This me.
Yeah.
I'm telling them what's up. Look at, baby, I am so sorry. I love you so much. I am so sorry. So I will hear you from the other side of the house mumbling. I'm gonna come in there. You say something to me? I'm gonna walk off. That's that petty I was talking about. That's that foolishness. Now look, if you can go out of your way to be a jerk, you can go out of your way to be nice.
100%.
That's it.
100%.
But see, a lot of people won't sit up and be like, look, okay, I know I'm a lot because this is how I act. A lot of people
100%.
haven't looked at themselves and be like, look,
people don't even know who they are in a relationship. You know, I had somebody say that I was controlling the other day. Me? That's exactly how I look, because I'm like, oh, I am the most unbothered person in the world.
Let me tell you why they said that.
Yeah.
Nah, this your brother talking.
Yeah.
You have this thing. If something ain't right, you have this thing to where, oh, you can do that if you want. I mean, it's not like you don't know the consequences are X, Y, and Z, but whatever you choose to do. So what would you like to do?
I am her.
Yeah.
I am her.
I'm just like, that feels like control. Now you know, okay, so the consequences, so now you just
let me tell you.
That's why
let me tell you why I'm like that. Let me tell you why
I'm giving
like
you the
that.
accountability before you mess it up.
No, it is because I am a respecter of your choice. I am a woman who loves to respect your choice. In friendship with other women.
Flag on the
plate. No.
Let me tell you what you do. Because no, you be saying shit. You be like, oh, you can do it. Sweetheart, you can do what you want. I like you fine.
I do say that. I like you fine.
When she say, I like you fine, that means the decision that you're about to make is not a good decision. Don't. That's when you stop and say, okay, that's the red flag. When she say, I like you fine, all right.
I do.
I'm not finna make a good decision, so I need your assistance. What should I do in this moment? Bro, sir,
I like everybody
sir,
fine.
If she says, I like you fine, don't do what you're about to do. Just stand still.
Listen,
don't breathe. Don't even blink, goddamn.
Listen, sir. All I can tell you is that I am a respecter of your choice. Whatever it is, I support you and your choice.
Let me explain something to y'all.
And that's
this is one of my best friends right here. Listen to me. In every story that she's ever told me, where she said, I like you fine. What came next wasn't it didn't line up with I like you fine. It lines up with you made that decision.
I want to respect your choice. Yeah. I don't want you out here making decisions like you feel like you had to make the decision, because I got tears, y'all, coming out of my eyes, because he has described me so accurately. At the end of the day,
I've known you. I like you fine.
I like you fine. I do. I like everybody fine.
I be calling blood brothers myself. Look at, hey, sir, don't do that. Please. Because I'm going to hear about it next week.
Which is probably true. But the reality is, it's given so much depth of us to talk, things to talk about in our friendship and here. But the reality is, I do like everybody fine. I do.
That's why they feel like you could. Because it's like, let me tell you where the element of control comes from in that situation.
Uh-huh.
Because now I got to check myself. And, excuse me, fellas, when a man steps out of the paradigm of the relationship of what he knows is right, okay, we know what we're doing. We know. So there's a voice in our head like, bruh, hey, this ain't what it do. Now it's gonna be fun when we do it, but this ain't it.
Right.
This ain't it. So when you present, look, hey, you've already heard the consequences in your own head. I want you to understand that when you make your decision, I am going to support your decision.
100%.
In everything that comes with you, which is exactly what you heard in your head. So when you hear me say, I like you fine.
I like you fine.
I'm going to let you make your decision and I'm gonna sit right here while you way over there to make your decision.
Because I'm going to respect your choice. Because if I were correcting you, then I would be, oh, you trying to tell me what to do? Oh, you controlling me? Oh, I am not controlling anything or anybody. You are 100%, sir. You are grown. You are controlling yourself. You make decisions, and I support your decisions.
Well, what you're doing that feels controlling, you're reminding me of the level of accountability that I'm going to have to take for the actions that I have not taken.
Well, hold on, to deal with me. See, I'm reminding you of the level of accountability in dealing with me. And I like it when people self-correct because it lasts longer.
That is
when
true.
you correct somebody, it doesn't last very long. So I do not seek to control you or tell you what's right or wrong. I'm trying to see where your moral compass is. It's an exercise on both sides. People miss it all the time. And like you say, they like to say, oh, okay, well, you're controlling. I'm not controlling, baby. I like you fine. I'm going to leave you with your thoughts. Let me leave it with you. The Irish would say that. When I was in Ireland, they said all the time, I'm going to leave it with you. I'm going to leave it with you. I ain't getting in that. That's a conversation between you and you. What I'm doing in there.
That is a elegant way of saying, do what you want to do. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go and walk out there.
It's not, listen, you're not being dared. A lot of people think that I intend to dare.
Right.
I do not. I'm not daring you. Right? Here's the thing. I tell the children the same thing, guys. I done said the same thing to them. They know it. They know it. They absolutely know it. I was never a parent who had eyes in the back of my head. If you was all in the room when it went down, I'm an equal opportunity spanker. I spanked everybody in the room, right? Wow. So the same thing applies for you. You equal opportunity, whatever you got going on, sir, is with you and you. Whichever version of you came to the top and decided they want to do that, you fighting yourself. You're really not fighting with me. But people want to make it seem like, or they want to put you in it like, okay, well, it's on you and you did this. I didn't do anything. I absolutely gave you free will to do whatever you want to do. I'm like Jesus. You have free will. I respect it.
Well, I think Moneybag, yo, he said, you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
I just ain't going for it.
I just ain't going for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am O.
And I am Nigel Comaneci.
And we are
Candid and Clear.
We are the best podcast that will bring you politics, current events, and relationship issues.
Let me tell you what I need you to do. Go out and like, comment, share, and subscribe across all social media platforms.
And like, comment,
share, subscribe.